We have a lot of special things planned for you, and we have a lot of special visitors here with us. So thank you to all of our veterans who are here today. We appreciate you and honor you today. At this time, would you please stand for the presentation of our colors presented by the Joplin High School JROTC.
You may be seated, and as you're being seated, we're going to bring in our 4th and 5th graders, and they're going to sing a patriotic medley. So if you'll sit very quietly as they come in, and we will sing for you.
The home of the free and
contest with our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. There were several excellent essays, and it was really neat to read a lot of personal stories and experiences that students have had with family members that have been and have served in the United States military. It is a very exciting time, and it's also sometimes a very difficult time. I know from a personal standpoint, my dad served 24 years in the United States Navy, starting in the 1950s. In fact, as you came in, I actually brought some pictures of when he served, and also a certificate that his mother received in 1954, stating that he had been accepted into the United States Navy. And so that's very exciting. Our history and my family goes back way, way far. His older brothers, one of them served in World War II. His father served in World War I. So our history goes back a long, long time for family members who have served. And after reading these essays, of course, it brought back many memories of things that I had thought of and had seen as a child. And so we would like to welcome our first essay winner, and this is from the 3rd grade. We'd like to welcome Noah Pearson as he comes to read what Veterans Day means to him. So Noah, come on up.
My name is Noah, and I'm about to share what a veteran means to me. Veterans are very caring people. Everyone appreciates their hard work. We thank them for serving and protecting our country. Every sacrifice counts. They're risk-taking people. They're amazing people who stand up for others, and no other person deserves better than them.
Our next 3rd grade winner is Kelsey, and she is going to come up and read her essay.
Veterans, be very thoughtful people. E, each of them are one of a kind. T, they are never giving up. E, everyone is proud of them. R, relatives are cheering for them. A, always doing the right thing. N, nothing can stop them. S, so nice knowing veterans are here for us.
Thank you, Kelsey. Our next group is the 4th grade essay winners, and we're going to start with Victoria Henson Miyauchi, and she's going to come up and deliver her speech. And I do want to tell you something very special. Her dad is currently in South Carolina getting ready to be deployed to a place that we're not sure of. And so we have Skyped with him, and he is joining with us. He is going to be listening and watching Victoria as she speaks. We did have an issue with our video, but he is going to tell you a little bit about what he does when Victoria is done. If you listen through the speakers, when Victoria is done, we will hear a little bit from her dad. So, Victoria.
My name is Victoria, and this is why Veterans Day is important to me. Veterans Day is very important to me. My mom is a veteran, and my dad is still serving as a Chief Warrant Officer in the U.S. Army. I am very proud of them. Someday I hope to serve my country too. It makes me happy that there is a day to celebrate and thank all veterans, living and dead. It's good to thank veterans because they make so many sacrifices to keep us safe. I know from experience that the families have to make sacrifices too. My dad was deployed to Iraq when I was born, and he has spent half of my life deployed to other countries. As you can see, Veterans Day is very important to me. What will you do when you see a veteran on November 11th? I hope you will walk up to them, shake their hand, and tell them thank you.
All right, now I believe Victoria's dad is going to tell us a little bit about what he is doing and what he has done for the years that he has been serving. So, go ahead.
Good Good morning. This is Chief Miucci. I am currently stationed at United States 3rd Army Headquarters in Sumter, South Carolina. I've been in for 18 years. I've been in the intelligence branch that whole time. I had 11 years of enlisted time and decided that a more technical career path was the way to go. So I'm currently a 352 member, which is a Signals Intelligence Analysis Technician. And what that means is really I analyze the networks, the way that people and organizations communicate, and try to take that apart for the benefit of the United States military. I am about to deploy again here within a month or so. I can't really talk about where I'm going, but it's I really appreciate the fact that your school is doing all of this to honor us. It's very touching, and very proud of my little girl for that essay. It's good stuff. That's all I have.
All right, thank you very much for serving. We'd now like to welcome our second 4th grade winner is Paige Northcutt.
I'm Paige, and I'm going to tell you what veterans mean to me. Veterans Day is a very special day. It is the day that we honor all of our soldiers who have served in our U.S. military. A veteran is someone who has served in either the Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Marines, or Air Force. A veteran can still be in the war, but they can also be retired. Veterans Day is an important day because it is the day when a group of veterans came together on the 11th month, on the 11th day, of the 11th hour in 1918 to sign a paper that ended World War I. When they signed it, they called it Armistice Day. And after that, they started to call it Veterans Day. And that's what we call it and celebrate it today. These veterans have put their lives on hold and they've left their families to go fight in the war so we can continue on with our lives. And that is why the United States of America is a free country. Our veterans have fought for it. Written with love and care by Paige Northcutt.
Thank you, Paige. We'd now like to welcome our 5th grade winners, starting with Jade Smith. She comes up to read her Veterans Day essay.
America is a place where you can be free. Say what you want, be friends with whoever you want. There is no slaves in America. What Veterans Day means to me is that people fought for others and me. Even though they did not come up to me and say, I will fight for you, I know they are. And I am glad they come out alive and okay. My papa was in the war. He was in the 90s war. That war is called the Gulf War. I also have 2 cousins in Iraq. Their names are Victor and Jack. I hope they come out of the war alive and okay too. I never thought about it, but the people in the war are fighting for you and me. They have to leave their families and friends. They have to train for it. They have to risk their lives for us. The flag means passion. It also means respect and freedom. That is what the flag means to me.
Thank you, Jade. And our final essay winner from the 5th grade is Holden Ledford.
Hi, my name is Holden Ledford, and I'm going to share to you what Veterans Day means to me. What is the point of Veterans Day? Why is it so important to our country, and how many years have we been celebrating it? These are questions I ask myself when I think about Veterans Day. Veterans Day is a day to celebrate the service of all military veterans. So if you have a veteran as a family or a friend, then you need to thank them for serving our country. Each and every veteran should be proud of themselves for volunteering to keep our country free. Veterans Day is celebrated by having parade speeches and placing flowers on the great veterans' grave. Some of these men and women that go into battle come out of situations that I couldn't even imagine alive. Like coming home from Afghanistan and Iraq. Now you think these people deserve a day to be remembered and respected? Veterans Day is a day to remember all the individual soldiers who risked their lives for us. They were there, they were fighting for our country, and they should be remembered for it. Without veterans' efforts, then we could have lost some of our privileges like free speech. We started celebrating Veterans Day November 11, 1918. We have been celebrating Veterans Day for 94 years, and it just keeps getting better as it goes on.
I would now like to introduce our speaker for today. We're going to have Marshall Hogue is going to come up and speak to you a little bit about what he has done through the years that he has served and has continued to serve. So please welcome Marshall Hogue.
I think this is a great celebration. I got to be here last year, and I'm excited to be here again this year. A little bit about me. I joined the Army when I was 22 years old. I was looking for a place where I could shoot guns and drive four-wheel drive vehicles, and I came to find out that the Army will actually pay you to do that. So I joined the Army Reserve at that time, and was still in college, and that was about 18 years ago. So I've been doing this for a couple of years now. Just a little bit about, I want to tell you a little bit about my story, because I think it's the story of a lot of the folks that are here in Joplin, because I've been in the Army Reserve for 18 years. When I joined the Army Reserve, I asked my recruiter what were the chances I'd ever get to go overseas with the Army, and he told me slim to none, and slim left town. So at the time, there wasn't really a need for going overseas. It just wasn't part of it. The Army was there to make sure that if something happened, we could respond to it. During my time before 9/11 in 2001, we spent our time just training for operations. We did get to do a couple of live missions, and one of those missions was going to El Salvador after Hurricane Mitch and doing some rebuilding down there. It was a great opportunity to go visit another country to help out folks that have been devastated by a storm. And so it was really neat to be able to do that. After 9/11, things completely changed. I actually was in Egypt about 4 days after the terrorist attack. We were on a mission with the Army there. It was a pre-scheduled mission. We went ahead and performed it. But it was a completely different idea. We were going to go to Egypt and visit camels and have a good time doing that and visit the pyramids. And instead, we were on alert the entire time, and very much worried about what we had to do. Since then, my unit is deployed to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba in 2002. We did a follow-on mission after guarding the detainees down there in Fort Benning to do post security. 2003, the unit went to Afghanistan. I didn't go with them for that one, but the unit went to Afghanistan for a year. We came back in 2004. 2005, we deployed again to Iraq. I went with them on that mission. We did more security operations in Baghdad. Came back from that, and just about a year and a half ago, the unit went again to Afghanistan, and they spent another year there and have returned. In the meantime, during those time frames where we have soldiers that are coming into our reserve unit while we're away, and they didn't go with us on that mission, they end up going with other units around the area. So we've had soldiers that have deployed with the unit here in Joplin, it's the 414th Military Police Company, or they've gone with their sister unit out of Kansas City, the 603rd Military Police Company. And so we've got soldiers that have actually deployed 4 and 5 times out of the Army Reserve just here in Joplin. And it's not unique just to the Army Reserve. The National Guard is here in Joplin with the 203rd Engineer Battalion. And the 203rd is deployed almost as many times, or as many times as the 414th has. These soldiers that are in these units, some of them have gone on a couple of those missions. They either came into the unit after we started, and some of them have, got in, did their time, and got back out. And we appreciate all of their service. But there's a few of those guys that have been on every single mission. Every time the guidon was requested to leave Joplin, those guys were following it on their way. So those are heroes that are right here in Joplin that I think are pretty awesome folks. Just a little bit about the Army and what it's done for me. It's allowed me to hone my skills as a leader. And it allows me to stand up on a stage with very little preparation and actually give a speech, because I do it all the time in the Army. But one of the other things it's done is allowed me to provide for benefits for my family. And so when my 20-year-old son, actually 19-year-old son, came to me and said, "Hey, I'm in college and I don't have any money. This whole Army thing you do, you get paid for that?" I said, "Yes, son, I get paid." He said, "Is there something I can do and I can get paid?" I said, "Absolutely." So he joined up when he was 19, decided to go be a helicopter mechanic. So he went to a long school. I'm not qualified to do that, I'm not smart enough, but he went to the helicopter mechanic school and learned to work on Chinook helicopters, and came back. He's still in the Army Reserve and enjoys doing that. He just he got promoted to specialist last weekend. But the nice thing is he gets a little bit of money for school, and he's very, very excited about the abilities that he has to be able to fly around in helicopters. That's always a good time. So that's a little bit about me and what I've done and kind of why I serve. I serve mainly just to have fun, and now I serve because I enjoy it, and I've been somewhat successful at it, so I appreciate it. So I'm going to let you guys ask me a few questions. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer some. Yes, ma'am. Is that right? Very good. Yes, sir. He has a big sword from the Army? That's awesome. How about you in that camo back here? Yep. Speak up.
Have you been in World War II?
No. That's a great question. My grandfather was in World War II. I was in Iraq and I was in Cuba, so I didn't even make the Gulf War. So that's a good question. Right here in the mic. Yeah. He did? That's awesome. So if your papa was in the Army, or if your mama was in the Army, or grandma or grandpa, raise your hand. Holy cow, look at all those folks that have veterans. Okay. All right, who else has a question for me? In the blue there. I used to have fun all the time in the Army, but they gave me more rank and more responsibility, and my fun slowly slipped away. So I used to be a gunner in a Humvee, and used to be a driver in a Humvee, and we would go out and we would find the biggest mud puddle we could find, and whoever was up in the turret with the gun, we'd tell them to put on the raincoat, and then we'd go drive through mud puddles in the wintertime. So we always thought that was fun. So we did have a lot of fun in the Army. We had fun working, we had fun playing, and then of course there's a lot of it that just not fun. The Army's got the get down and get dirty time. That's not always a good time. So over here. I'm a military police officer. That's a great question. I've been in the military police for 18 years, and the military police's job is to provide security on the battlefield. So we go out and do route reconnaissance. We look for bad guys behind the lines, and then if the infantry, the frontline folks find the bad guys, they give them to us, and then we watch them for the entire war. So I've done a lot of watching bad guys. So, yes, sir. Yeah. What's that? Say it again.
Where do you get the clothes to go to the war?
Oh, they've got the store in Fort Leonard Wood called Clothing and Sales, and they sell them to you. Actually, if you're enlisted, they give them to you. When you show up, you have on a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, or whatever you like to wear in the civilian world. You have long hair, and you show up to the Army, and they quickly give you a uniform, and you put it on, starch and all, and they issue them to you. They don't issue them to me anymore because I'm an officer. So, over here. Yeah. Do I have a dog that loves me? Oh, it helps me. Sorry. I have a dog that loves me too. He thinks I'm awesome. Anyway, we don't have any dogs in our unit. The Army Reserve generally does not have working dogs. But in all of my missions that I've been on, we've had military working dogs that are there, and their job is they do a couple of things for us. One of the main things they do is they smell for bombs and make sure that we're safe. So on the bases that I was on, they would come by and they would sniff around for bombs on the base and make sure that we were okay there. And then also, they're a good deterrence for bad guys. So if our detainees were not performing, you know, they were kind of being a little rowdy, we'd bring the dogs in, and just by bringing the dog into the room, everybody would shut up, because those dogs are mean. But the nice thing is, if you're a good guy, those dogs will come by and kind of let you pet them every once in a while. But you have to make sure that the handler says it's okay. So, probably 2 more questions. One over here. Yeah, go ahead. No, I've never been shot. Thank goodness. So, okay, one over here. Yeah, sure. Say it again. How many people I know have a Purple Heart? I know several World War II veterans that have Purple Hearts. I know a couple of guys that I worked with that were injured in battle. Because the only way to get a Purple Heart is you have to be injured by the enemy. And it has to draw blood. So you either have to break a bone or draw blood, and it has to be due to enemy action. And so even if you are in combat, you fall off the ladder, that's not enemy action, that's just bad luck. So anyway, that's a good question. I only know a handful of folks that have Purple Hearts, thank goodness. So, that's about it for questions. I really appreciate you guys coming and having me here today and let me talk a little bit about Veterans Day and what it means to me.
Thank you again to Marshall Hogue for coming. Let's give him one more round of applause, please. We're going to, real quickly, recognize any veterans or those who are currently serving today. What we're going to do is we're just going to go branch by branch. If you have served or are currently serving in any of those branches, whether it be active duty or reserves or retired, we would ask that you please stand. We will start with the United States Army. If you are currently serving or have served in the United States Army, please stand. Thank you. If you have served or are currently serving in the United States Navy, please stand. Thank you. If you have served or are currently serving in the United States Air Force, please stand. If you have served or are currently serving in the United States Marines, please stand. Thank you. If you have served or currently serving in the United States Coast Guard, please stand. Great. Let's give a round of applause. As I said in the opening, Veterans Day is very important to me. My dad served, again, 24 years. One, I really remember, and some of your grandparents, those of you who are adults, or great-grandparents may have done this. My grandmother in the 1940s was a Rosie Riveter, and she spent time at the Boeing plant in Seattle, Washington, putting together B-52s. And one of the funny stories that she always used to say, she told us, we went down to Tulsa one day to go see some B-52s. And we're like, hey, Grandma, do you remember seeing these and putting them together? She's like, well, I don't ever really remember seeing them all together. I only put together certain parts, and so it was really neat for her, I think, to go on those airplanes and see, and who knows, maybe there was a part that she made or put together. In closing, again, we'd like to thank everyone for coming. We want to, again, extend our appreciation and gratitude to our veterans and those who are currently serving. Our Joplin JROTC had to go to another event. You can quite imagine they're very busy today, posting colors and retrieving. I'm going to close by playing taps on my trumpet, and I would ask that you please stand and do not applaud when I am finished. We'd like to thank you for coming. Have a good day.